let's talk about gratitude, okay? Here in the USA, we're entering the Thanksgiving mode. Actually, some people are in Thanksgiving mode the whole November month. Some people do it more over the week before. And this week, the week of Thanksgiving, everybody's like in this super extra mode, right? I remember when we used to have live stream TV. I don't have live stream TV anymore. I watch everything on the internet. So it was a lot of fun as I always remember live stream TV, you would have all the cooking shows, all the, those live host shows in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon. They were all about what are you cooking for Thanksgiving? What are the side dishes? What are the desserts you're making? It's a whole hoopla, the whole, everybody talked about Thanksgiving, but mostly it was about, what are you serving your family? Because Thanksgiving is about gathering. Thanksgiving is about being together. Thanksgiving is about having family over. I'm, God willing, going to have my family over. I'm looking forward to my son coming to visit me from New York. So I'm excited as well. But mostly talks would be about what are you cooking? How are you making your turkey? What kind of side dish are you making? What is the dessert? Are you making pecan pie? Are you making pumpkin pie? Are you making all of them? Are you making apple pie? And it was like, I remember being 15 and a half and coming to the United States. And to me, Thanksgiving was about this, about the physical aspect of gathering, the physical aspect of being together, the physical aspect of what am I making? What kind of turkey am I making? You guys remember about like 15 years ago, maybe more. Okay. Let's not go how many years ago, but there was a whole thing about people doing frying turkey, right? Whole turkey fries. It was like a big thing, right? Everybody would talk about it. And I remember, how everybody was like, oh, now we're doing fried turkeys, before it would be roasted turkey. What kind of gravy are you putting? What kind of stuffing are you doing? All the shows would be about it. All the sitcoms would be all about Thanksgiving, right? If you are a Friends fan like I am, if you are a Friends sitcom generation, you remember that's what it was all about. It was really all about, one second, I lost my Facebook. Give me a second. It was all about how are we celebrating Thanksgiving? What is Thanksgiving about? What are you eating for Thanksgiving? Who is visiting you for Thanksgiving? Who are you inviting for Thanksgiving party, right? And everybody remember the memorable Thanksgiving episodes for Friends, for Seinfeld, not so much, but Friends, I remember every Thanksgiving episode was extremely memorable. It was about the most funniest, one of the most funniest episodes, how Monica would cook it. Everything about Thanksgiving was all about cooking. Who are you inviting? Connecting to the families. And of course, the humor, the irony was always about dysfunctional families, how, oh, people going to Thanksgiving for Thanksgiving to families and how much they're not looking forward to it or how much they're looking forward to going back. It took me quite some time. I would say about maybe 5 to 6, maybe 10 years at this point, actually. Yeah, 10 years, I would say now. When I started looking at Thanksgiving as something else, as something beyond how do you cook your turkey? What are the side dishes? What are you doing? Who are you inviting? Who is coming or not coming to visit you? Right. And I remember thinking, oh, so Thanksgiving is not just about how am I serving my turkey, right? Thanksgiving is not just about, what kind of dessert I'm buying or cooking and how much I can impress others with my cooking skills or my hostess skills. Thanksgiving is about your inner self. Thanksgiving is about reflecting on who you are. Where have you been? Thanksgiving is mostly the more the more I go about it, the more I start looking at it from inside view, from who I am, where I am now. Thanksgiving is about the, this going from the fall into the winter. And that's what Thanksgiving is about. Thanksgiving is about inner reflective state. Where am I now? Now that the fall season is finishing and we are entering the winter season, because winter season is about something else. Winter season is about like hibernation, right? Winter season is cold. Even here in Florida, I'll tell you, it's been cold for the last few days. I'm seriously, it's been very cold for me. Okay, people are laughing and say this is not cold, but it is cold. It's like in the 50s, 55 for us, which is quite cold. And that's what it's about. What is Thanksgiving about for you? How can you, what are you looking forward to Thanksgiving? How do you see this transition from going to the fall, being in the fall area? Fall is about harvesting. Fall is a working hard, putting the seeds, right? Those of you who remember the Neuro rain, putting the seeds in the earth, in the soil, praying for rain. Rain is a very important aspect of fall. And now it's about winter. Winter is the hardest season. Why? Because winter is about waiting. You put the seeds in, you prayed for rain, you got rain, or maybe you didn't. God or universe, whatever you prefer. I'm going to say God. You go according to your personal beliefs, gave you rain or didn't give you rain. That's your personal relationship with God. But winter is about something else. Winter is about waiting. Winter is about patience. Winter is about darkness. Okay, when it's really, really dark. And it's interesting to note in the winter, darkness comes faster, right? A few weeks ago in the USA, we did the time change, and my kids have still been telling me, Mom, it's 5 o'clock. 5:30 and it's already dark. Wow, how early it gets dark now, right? And that's the idea. The idea is to change your mind. It's dark outside. It's mostly dark outside throughout the day. Most time of the day is darkness rather than a lightness. And it's about belief. It's about faith. It's about this inner self, you start turning toward yourself. When it's dark, it's about sleeping. When it's dark, if you guys remember in Neurographica, we use a horizontal type of neural line. It's about passiveness. It's passive rest. It's about learning how to rest so you have more strength to get up in the morning and do what you need to do. Darkness is about nighttime. What do we do at nighttime? We rest, we sleep, our bodies rest, our souls are connecting to the beyond, connecting to God, and reinvigorating, refreshing ourselves. And that's what about Thanksgiving is that, that transition, that kind of seamless, but we're going to try to make it not seamless. We're going to make it very, very seen. We're going to try to make it very open. How do you go from working hard to just waiting and just having faith? And that's why Thanksgiving is called Thanksgiving. It's about gratitude. It's about faith is about gratitude. Faith is not just sitting and quietly waiting. Faith is about finding the strengths within you to know, you know what? I know it's quiet time now. I know I have to wait, but I believe. It's about figuring out, what do you think is going to happen? What do you want to happen with you in the future? And remember what I always say, that Thanksgiving is about, it's a coaching tool. So in coaching, we don't just come and say, okay, here I am. We always say, where do you want to be? And this is what we're going to work on. We're going to figure out, where do we want to be? But we're going to focus on gratitude. Gratitude is your support. Gratitude is your resources. This is how you get resources to have enough, to have enough patience, have enough belief that you can wait to see whether your goal will come true or not. But it's more than that. It's actually figuring out, it's actually establishing and making that belief, more concrete. That yes, my goal will come true. Whatever I'm looking for will come true, even though it's dark now, even though I don't see God. And that's what it came anthropologically, right? It was starting getting very dark, and people were like, oh no, there is no God. Oh no, there's no light. How am I going to survive this? And of course, winter was the hardest time to survive. We talk about historically, anthropologically, right? And that's where people would gather together. That's where people would give each other support. And that's what Thanksgiving is about, right? Gathering together, giving each other support, giving each other resources. Yes, it is about turkey, right? For some of us, it is about the side dishes and the dessert. Okay, my favorite is pecan pie, FYI, and I love making pecan pie. But it's also about, why are we gathering? To give each other support, to let each other know we're here. And that's interesting to know that in exactly a month, we're going to gather again for holidays, for winter holidays, right? Some people gathering for Hanukkah, some people gathering for Christmas, right? Some people gathering for Kwanzaa, right? And that's the idea. We are all gathering. Why do we need to gather a month before? Because this is a transition into the winter. And in a month, it's a deep state of the winter. We are gathering again to give each other resources, to give each other support. Expressing gratitude has been proven. Research, psychologists have done so much research on expressing gratitude, and they said gratitude is number one for improving your mental health, improving your sleep, increasing your feeling of well-being, improving your physical health. You actually feel better, you're going to have more energy. Your body is going to feel connected to who you are, to what you're doing every day. Even though you're not going to see results right away, this is what you're going to see. This is how you're going to function. Every day you're going to get up and say, do this. I do gratitude writing every single day. Some people do it when they wake up in the morning. Some people do it before they go to sleep. Some people do both, right? I do writing down in my journals every day. Okay, it's part of my happiness program. I have a whole happiness program that I'm a part of, and I'm gonna actually make a whole Neurographica course about it. I'm gonna bring it to you soon. But that's what I do, right? It's proven that when you give gratitude, they actually prove that there are chemicals released, there are actual, endorphins being released within your neural state, okay, within your neural pathways, okay. Gratitude also gives you a psychological well-being. It gives you a positive outlook on what's happening around you. It connects you to people around you, to what's happening around you, to connects you to yourself, your inner self and your outer self. Okay. And of course, like we talked about the chemicals, it releases oxytocin. Oxytocin is that endorphin, it's that hormone that helps people connect, that hormone that helps people feel I'm here. It gives you energy. That's what happens in the winter. And of course, when you share gratitude, especially if it's shared, we're going to do that, by the way. We're going to have gratitude with everybody, with ourselves, with others. Okay. I'm going to give you an interest technique here. Well, the way we're going to do gratitude is going to be a bit different than the traditional gratitude. I wanted to do something else, something beyond just sitting down and writing whatever comes to your mind about gratitude. I'm actually going to give you a guidance. Okay. And I'm here already for like 10, 15 minutes talking. Let's start, okay? We had a nice introduction. I hope you are like, you are with me. You connected to what I'm trying to tell you, okay? The way, why we're doing exercise, why we're doing this gratitude drawing today, okay? Let's start. I'm going to transfer my camera. Instagram, I'm going to turn my phone this way so you can see what I'm doing. Actually, before we turn, let's do a writing, okay? And I'm gonna guide you. This is not gonna be a regular 2-minute brainstorming, okay? I want to actually guide you. You know what? Let's do a 2-minute brainstorming, actually, for you to just write the word gratitude. Remember, the new type of brainstorming that Pavel teaches now is just choosing one area. You can have sentences, I want to be gratitude, I want to bring this in my life. But I'm going to invite you to focus on one word today, just the word gratitude. Okay. If saying Thanksgiving is more relevant to you, you can do that. But it should be one of those, a synonym. Gratitude, Thanksgiving. What is it to you? Write it down. I'm writing gratitude. To me, it's more relevant to what, to what I'm connecting to. Okay. But Thanksgiving is another way of saying gratitude. Okay. Write it down, underline it. Okay. Let's do this actually. I'm going to transfer my camera. I want you to see we're doing a different type of brainstorming. Let me transfer my camera just so you're on Instagram. Give me a second. Let me change the way you can see my. No. This. Wait a second. Okay. That's why I got confused. Okay. Here. think you can see me. You should be able to see me quite well now, right? Yeah, now you can see what I'm doing. My paper, everything here. Okay. Let me change my camera on Facebook so you can actually see what I am doing. Wait, give me a second. Let me take away the blurriness. Okay. No, this is better. Okay. Now, interestingly, this is what I'm going to do, okay? Give me a second. Let me make sure you see me. Okay. On Facebook, you should be able to see me as well, okay? If you don't see anything, guys, comment. I will read your comments on Facebook and Instagram. I will take some time and look it up, okay? Now, two ways to write. Start writing your brainstorm. You can write the word on top, okay? Or you can also write your name, your word in the middle, okay? I'm gonna do both, just to kind of show you. Gratitude, okay? And actually put a circle around it or underline it, right? You put a circle or underline it, okay? And this is what we're going to do. I'm going to put a 2-minute timer. This one doing it on my iPad. 2-minute timer. Just write anything and everything that comes to you when you look at the word gratitude. If you're getting nothing, sometimes people tell me, I'm having nothing. Just continue looking at the word gratitude. You will have a reaction to that word. Whatever the reaction is, it could be something within your body. It can be an emotion. It can be a thought. Most of the time, we will have a thought. Just write it down. Write it down anywhere on the paper, okay? It doesn't have to be like neat writing on the line, just anywhere. It can be hectic writing, okay? Don't worry about it. Just write it down. You can also actually use a marker if you want. Go. 2 minutes has started, okay? Just kind of go. You can write what you're grateful for if you still don't know what to write. Okay, 2 minutes has finished. If you still have some few thoughts, you can still write it down and then let's go. Okay. When you're ready, let's stop. Now, this is what we're going to do, okay? The new way of doing brainstorming. Get your markers. You can also take some, not markers, I'm sorry, pencils or highlighters. I'm going to take highlighters. I have some fun new highlighters that I'm going to use. Make it any color you want to. Don't think twice, just Pick a color and start adding. Looking at the words. Now connect to the words. Okay. Two ways to do it again. You can actually read the words. Okay. Joy. Okay. And then use the color. But you can do it also like without reading the word. Just go, intuitively. What color is going to go here? Okay. Okay. But I'm thinking I definitely want to do it kind of intuitively. Like for the word joy, I definitely want to make it more, pink, for example, right? Then I have an orange color. What color do I want to make orange? Like actually the word gratitude, I'm going to make it orange. Okay. My daughter's name, I'm putting orange, right? Pink, light pink. I have dark pink. I have light pink. I got nice, very cool light pink highlighters. I'm going to make a whole video about tools of the trade, about what kind of markers you should use for Neurographica, what kind of coloring devices, like highlighters and pencils and all that stuff. Okay. But for now, I just want to, you can see the company I have. I have big company, BIC. Pastel highlighters are amazing. Okay. Passion, light pink. Okay. Now do your stuff, purple. What is purple to you? What is the association with the purple? Okay. Yellow. And yellow, I have also, I think, two kinds. I have more pastel and more, you can see fluorescent style. Blue, my favorite. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna go actually pastel yellow. Let's see where we're gonna be. Let's do bright orange, okay? Actually add a word, I just realized. Okay, you can do that if you're, while you're doing the coloring, like a word comes up to you, you can add to it. You can actually, color it out or write it down with that highlighter. That's fine. Interesting. I noted even while writing down that I wrote the word passion twice right next to each other. It's hilarious. This is one passion, the first one, and the second. I was like, and look, even the color. This is bright pink and this is pastel pink. It's so funny. I was like, wow. Like you notice, even if you write in the same word, they're in the same area. And this is a new way of understanding, okay? Look at this. When you make the brainstorming, and you put the word in the middle, you can start noticing an interesting thing, okay? After you do the color, you can do a little analysis if you want to. You don't have to, but this is an interesting way of paying attention to something, okay? By the way, pay attention to intuition, like over here, the word praying. I usually use pray, like I usually associate like praying and everything with color purple or blue. But at this point, it was like my intuition was telling me, no, make it yellow. So I will listen to my intuition and I will make it the color my intuition is telling me. It's important to like kind of be connected. And that's another option for you. That's another opportunity for you to become connected to who you are. Remember, gratitude is about who you are on the inside before you give it out. Before you give thanks to others, we're going to give thanks to ourselves. And that's an interesting point. Okay. So notice the word in the middle is gratitude. Start noticing what are the words that are in the close proximity to the main word in the middle. Okay. Like passion. Okay. So gratitude for you is more connected to body, to passion, to, I have my daughter's name here, right? My oldest daughter, right? The word joy is here, praying is here, health I wrote down, I added to it, right? I wrote music and singing, Okay, then start paying attention what is a bit further down, So it's interesting to note whatever is closer to the center is more connected to where you are right now in your mind, in your, consciousness, in your awareness. Where are you when it comes to gratitude? This is a great way for you to become aware. What is gratitude for you now in the first place? What is the secondary, go a little further from the word. What is there? I have the word closing, I have love, I have money, waking up, dancing, cooking, right? And then if you can go to the outer areas, the further away from me is creativity, watching TV. I have something here that I didn't even color, but let's see what color would it go. Okay, and something is telling me I should make it the light pink, and that's what I'm going to do. Listen to my intuition, okay? I don't know what it is. I wrote something with it. I have no idea what it is, okay? But it's interesting, okay? I don't know what it says here, internalizing. Maybe life is over here. Also kids, okay? How to, I don't know, I'm not even sure. Maybe it is health. I don't know. But it doesn't matter. Your subconscious knows what it knows, okay? And what you can do at this point, you can actually start saying, you know what? I want to bring it closer, but listen to your body. If your body is not comfortable, like right now, I was thinking, maybe I should take this word and bring it closer. No, your body doesn't, my body's telling me, do not do that because it is not the most important thing. Let's say cooking or creativity, and it's not. For me, gratitude is more about my inner self, even though today we are combining the gratitude with creativity, right? We're going to do an actual Neurographica drawing now. But at this point, it's like a glimpse into my mindset, a glimpse into my consciousness, okay? Or subconsciousness in this case. Okay, put this aside. Let's take the drawing pad or the paper that you're planning to use for your actual drawing, okay? I'm going to use my favorite drawing pad. It's my drawing pad I use for every day. I'm going to put away the highlighters. Again, any questions, please feel free to write it in the comments. I'm trying to check. Oh, there you go. Now I see. I didn't see the comments before. Hi, Jacqueline. Hi, April. Oh, hi, April. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate your kind words. Okay. Guys, I do want to let you know that as much as I try to be very self-sufficient and not rely on other people for thanks, and that's what it's about, right? We're going to start with giving gratitude to ourselves. But I so appreciate knowing that you enjoy this open sessions, that you are, there is some usefulness, that you're actually using it to get to know Neurographica, to improve yourself, to bring light to your life. So I do appreciate, April, you letting me know that you're grateful for this live session. And yes, welcome to watch the rest of it in recording. It will be, again, I will leave it on my Instagram, I will leave it on my Facebook, and it will be on YouTube. Okay, I tried to do live in YouTube today, didn't go through, but I will put the recording on my YouTube channel. Okay, so you can always watch it. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Alessia. Thank you. I appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. I hope there are some gentlemen who will start joining us for writing your expressions, your gratitudes. And, it's actually preaching, practicing what we're preaching. Okay, let's do this. Turn over the paper. Well, I'm turning over my paper. And let's do this, okay? Put the paper the way you're comfortable. I'm comfortable putting it like this, horizontally. Okay. How do you want to put it? You can put it horizontally, you can put it vertically, whatever you want to, the way you want to do it, welcome to do it. Take your favorite marker. Just ask yourself a question now. What color is gratitude for me? Okay. And you can look at my markers. For me, my favorite marker is always blue, but I often let myself like kind of wander off and say, what color do I want to use? Do I want to use green? You know what? And it just clicked on me. I need to use purple. It's telling me, my body is telling me, my mind is telling me purple, purple, purple. So I know it's a purple color. Okay. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you're so used to using one color that you're constantly using it. But if you give yourself an option to like kind of, go and explore your options, you're going to start noticing that you can use different, you're going to choose, maybe you're going to choose another color, maybe not. Okay. The way we're going to do the technique, I'm going to show you. Okay. Just follow through. We made a beautiful list, but now I'm going to do some guided gratitude with you. Okay. We're going to start I want to kind of shed light. Okay. At this point, within your subconscious, you kind of turn on the flashlight, right? And you started looking around the dark room of your subconscious and you saw these words. This is what happens when we do brainstorming. I want to go beyond it. I don't want to just use the flashlight, but I want us to kind of maybe turn on the light in the room and start going into certain areas. I don't want us to stay in one room. I want us to go to different rooms within the whole apartment of your subconscious. Okay. I'm going to give you areas of your life where you can express gratitude, and we're going to put it on the paper. Okay, we're going to put it as a circle. Circles are about miracles, circles are about balance and harmony, and that's what we're seeking. So let's bring circles. Okay, let's do something about ourselves. Why don't you tell me? Why don't you do a circle? Here, put a circle. And I'm going to ask you a question, and that's what you're going to do for the circle. You can write down the word in here. You can actually write it down on a piece of paper. It's up to you. What is an activity that you enjoy doing? Find something you are grateful. I'm going to use the word God because that's what it is. I'm a religious person. I believe in God. I use God for everything and anything in my life. You use your own personal belief. Okay, if you want to use the word universe, you can say that. If you want to say higher being, you can say that. Whatever it is in your personal being, okay, for your personal belief. I'm going to say, I'm going to make a circle. My paper is telling me, by the way, if you're not sure where to put a circle, you can always play around with your hand and see where your hand takes you, okay? My circle went here, and I'm asking myself a question. What is an activity that I enjoy doing? The word cooking comes to mind. So that's what I'm going to write. Again, you can write the word in the circle or you can write the word on a piece of paper. It's up to you how comfortable you feel having words in your drawing. And some people are, they're more purists. So they're like, oh, no words, just the shapes and the lines. Okay, it's up to you. Once you're ready, I'm going to continue with your guidance, okay? Now, let's write down the word. What are you proud of? Something that you are proud of. Something you are proud of for yourself. Okay. What are you proud of within yourself, about yourself? Focusing on yourself for now. Okay. And I wrote the word optimism. You can write your own word. The next question I'm going to ask you to add is, what is a good quality about yourself? It's actually something similar, what you're proud of, but maybe different. Proud is actually, you're actually proud of it, but maybe something inner yourself. What is a good quality that you want to bring to this drawing? A good quality about yourself. The shape, the size of the circle is really completely intuitive. Whatever comes, that's what you draw. Circles can overlap, just FYI. What is a comfort that you enjoy? That's a fourth circle, okay? What's your comfort? Oh, look at this big circle I just made. What's the comfort that you enjoy? And I have two that came up, and I'm going to write both of them, food and clothing, okay? Actually, three. Let's write it down. Funny. What is it something, write about something in your home. Okay, connect to it. Maybe your favorite place in the apartment or in your room. Maybe your room, maybe your bed, your desk, okay, your couch, your TV, whatever it is. What is your favorite, something in your home, something you want to connect to? Can be, actually, talked more about the area, but it can also be an object in your home. I don't know, your favorite pillow, your favorite toy, you know. My daughter has squashmallows, those stuff. What is your favorite? Something in your home. Mm-hmm. My couch. Okay. How about a memory? What is your favorite memory? A memory you adore. What is a memory you want to bring up? A memory you adore. How about somebody you love? FYI, it can be many people, okay? Someone you love. An important life lesson. An important life lesson. Okay. Okay. An important life lesson. Now I'm inviting you to actually, you can even write this. Your favorite piece of technology, your favorite piece of technology, okay? Let's see how many of you is not gonna write my phone or my iPad, okay? But yeah, I mean, different people have different gadgets. Most of us has TV and iPads, but people can be different. And I decided not to give preference to my iPad or my phone. I'm gonna write them both, okay? My phone, my iPad, okay? Okay. What's next? And now, as we're talking about the phone or iPad, actually use it. We're gonna write down a recent photo in your gallery. Actually pick up um your phone or your iPad, whatever is nearby. I can't use my phone. I'm on Instagram, so I'm gonna use my iPad. And look in your photos area. What is the last photo you had there? What is it about? You can write it down. You can kind of be like, kind of describe it. Okay. My memory is actually my photo is a cooking. I was making some cheese turnovers with my daughters, so that's what it was, right? Cooking with kids. Okay. I love cooking, and for me, it's fun to make cooking videos with girls. It's good for memories. What else? What is your favorite movie, series, or a book? Okay. Movie, series, book, something about you. Me, of course, it's Harry Potter. I have a few series that I love. It's the Giver series. Okay. Okay. The next question I'm going to ask you, who's your best friend? You can write a few of them, of course, okay? Make a circle and write down the name of your friend or friends, best friends, okay? Somebody you can, we had this exercise we had to do a few years ago. I did a trauma workshop. I took it. It was actually not just for learning, but also therapeutic. And one of the ways, we actually had to make, it was like a homework. We had to find friends who we can call if we have any issues in life. Any issues, if we're looking for anybody to rely on, to call, to give us support and resource, we had to indicate who that person is. And then we had to kind of call that person and let them know that, I chose you. And I remember the therapist, the trainer kept saying, for most of you, it will be like a bit hard because you will have a hard time believing that maybe you can, maybe that you will get rejected, maybe that person will say, oh, I don't know, I can't always pick up, or I don't know if I can give you the support. But she said, doing it is extremely powerful, and she said very, very important for you to do as part of you learning to create resource, hub around yourself. So yeah, that's an important part. Write down your best friend or friends, okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, giving you a few more seconds. One more question I have for you. A few more than one question. A privilege. What is a privilege in your life? That's a different way of looking at life, right? I was talking to my daughter and we were reading this history books, the story of the world. And it talks about this boy who would, they would fry snakes and what was it they caught something they were catching. I don't remember. We were reading about aborigines in Australia. And I was saying, you're privileged. You get to eat, you don't have to eat snakes. Like you can actually choose what kind of food you eat. You can eat animals, not eat animals. You can eat any kind of vegetables, You are privileged. You can go to the store and buy clothing instead of sewing it, which was like even 100 years ago, right? People would actually sew their own clothing because buying would be privileged only for very rich people. So that's something, a great way to focus your life. What is your privilege? What are you grateful for? What privilege in your life you are grateful for? Mhm. The next thing I'm inviting you to write is something you use every day. What are you grateful for? Find something you use every day that you can put down on the paper that you are grateful for. Mhm. What do you use every day? Something you use every day that you are grateful for. Clean water. You want to bring your attention, clean water, guys. Just think about it. 50, 60, 70 years ago, we didn't have anything like plumbing, indoor plumbing. That's like a very new thing, you know, great privilege. Just bringing your attention to it, okay? Water. The ability to drink clean water, the ability to open up a bottle and just drink nice, clean, healthy water without having to think about, any pollutants or any bacteria or having to clean your water. It used to be people would make a pit and put water and they had to wait for the water to like kind of, put all the like unnecessary things would go to the bottom and they would drink water from the top. It's a whole process. That's something to be aware of, okay? Something in your body. You can write more than one thing, okay? Connect to your body. What are you thankful for? What are you grateful for? Something in your body. You can actually just do, an actual connection now. What part of your body is coming up now? Just write it down. Something in your city. What are you grateful for? Something in your city. Okay, something in your community, something where you live. What are you grateful for? Yeah, Crystal. Water, yeah, absolutely. Something you're grateful in your city, where you live. Why do you live there? Why do you live in that community, in that place? What connects you? What do you want to express your gratitude for that place, a geographical location of where you live? For me, it's Disney, of course, all the parks. I live in Orlando, Florida, a home to Disney and Universal and all the fun other parks, SeaWorld. The next circle, please add a gratitude for someone who helped you. Somebody who helped you. Okay. Someone who helped you. Specify the person's name. You can put initials. You can write the whole name. It's up to you. Could be anything. It doesn't, just connect to it. Somebody who helped you. Now it's going to be an interesting one. Let's give gratitude to something you let go of. And yes, it could be even someone or something. Could be both. You can write more than one thing. Make a circle and write something or someone you let go of. That's very important, I want to tell you. It's very important to be thankful for someone or something you let go of. Interesting, it went right in the center for me. Something or someone you let go of. The next circle, we're going to add something you like in nature. Connect to nature. What are you grateful for? Something in nature that you would like to be grateful for. Okay. Nature. When we talk about nature, what is it about for you? For me, it's always the ocean. I love ocean. I love beach. Water. Okay. We have two more, okay? Um, being alive and living life. Okay. Putting a circle of gratitude for being alive and living life. Life. Okay. And one more. It's similar to being in nature, but a bit different. The last circle we're going to put is for planet Earth, the universe. Anything in this universe, anything on this planet, anything in this, just kind of think wider, bigger than just your personal life, others, your family. You can always put your family, your parents. That's always, important thing to put in. Planet Earth. You can just write the word planet Earth, or you can find something personal to connect to when I say planet Earth, okay? Okay. So once you write down all the circles, I believe we're supposed to have like 21 of them. Up to you. You can add more if you want to. It's really a very flexible drawing. You guys can add more circles if you want to. You can do a little less. Something doesn't go with your belief or doesn't go with your personal, you don't connect to it, just don't add it. But at this point, this is the circles, okay? We're gonna do similar to what we did with the words. Let me think about it. I want you to do a bit different things today, okay? Take markers or you can use highlighters. I mean, not markers, I'm sorry. Take pencils or you can use highlighters. I'm gonna use pencils. We're gonna actually color the circles together, okay? We're gonna color the circle. Each circle should be its own distinct color, okay? You can do it intuitively. You can just take a pencil and just color whatever circle feels like coloring this color. Like for me, purple is what it is, okay? Just add an emotional, resource to the circle. Okay. And yes, since if you have, like me, if you have circles that are overlapping, you're going to notice that different circles might get different colors, okay? Okay. You can actually connect to the words. You can take a color. For example, I took the orange color and I'm reading the words and I noticed that, yeah, I want to make this circle this color, and that's what it is. Okay. Don't worry about the neurographic. We will add the neurographic part to this drawing, but for now, just kind of connect to it through the color. Explore the Neurographica in a different way. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out as you add the color. Connect to the color. You can actually understand if you want to. Sometimes when we add color, we don't have to even do the reflection process. We don't have to connect to it. Oh, what am I thinking? What am I feeling? The coloring itself is such a resourceful thing. What do kids do when they don't feel so well? They take their favorite pencils or markers or whatever coloring device they have, and they take a piece of paper or they take their favorite coloring book and they just start coloring, okay? That's what it is. The best way to add resources to your life, you just take a piece of paper. If you have your favorite coloring, I just get annoyed with those coloring pads and new things, the Zen ones. I get the opposite. I get actually anxious. So you can just take a piece of paper and just start coloring. You can draw circles. Even if you don't add anything to it, just drawing circles is proven to improve your harmony in life, improve your well-being, But at this point, connect to each gratitude that we put on the paper, connect to like what I just colored, closing, watching TV, food, technology, movies. To me, it's always fascinating to see how people make movies is very fascinating to me. The idea that you take imagination, and everybody have their own personal imagination. Everybody have their own idea and fantasy. When you read a book, I had a discussion with my daughter. I am not a graphic novel kind of reader. I actually hate it. I can't bother. I get annoyed. I can't read. My kids love graphic novels and I don't. And I realize it's a generation thing, I'm also not a big fan of going on Instagram and watching all those pictures. I love Facebook because I get the option of reading, getting to, I actually read stories on Facebook, I read, I study Torah, the Bible, or on Facebook. I read people writing their own, combination and everything. And I love that. For me, it's very important. So I don't connect to the graphic novel where the pictures are bigger than the words. Okay. And my daughter is surprised. She's like, Mom, what do you mean? It's like the best. And I said, no, my imagination, I want to have the right to imagine things the way they are. Okay. So my imagination, when I read a book, I actually enjoy, you know, holding on to my fantasy, the way I imagine a certain character. So that's why I'm always very worried, like about when movies come out, especially if it's something my favorite, something I like reading. I get like, I think twice. Do I want to watch it? Do I want to see how they brought to life the directors, whoever created the movie, their imagination? And that's what it is for me. Okay. For me, I remember when I watched Harry Potter, I was so happy because I loved what the director did. I love the way Harry Potter has been reenacted in the movie, the Narnia movie. I haven't watched all of them. I watched the first one. I loved how they made it so beautiful, right? So interesting. My son, who loves Percy Jackson books, he hated the movie. I didn't care so much for Percy Jackson, so I was like, okay, the movie's okay, but he says it's so bad, and most people didn't like it, right? And that's interesting to see. It's all I get fascinated. I love watching that new movie that I think last year was it that Steven Spielberg got the Oscar nominated for it, right? I loved it. It was so interesting to see how he writes. That's of course his autobiographical movie. He shows how a personal imagination, all those directors, not to bring the whole hype. I actually hate the whole hype about Hollywood. I think, people are overprivileged and like, using it for not necessarily the right thing. But just in general, the idea of making movies, I remember reading and studying how Charlie Chaplin would make movies. He was at the forefront of, the movie industry, how it was pioneered. I read a lot of books. I studied a lot about how movies industry actually came to life, how people were creating movies. And to me, it was fascinating. How do you take what's in your mind, and bring it out there using, the ability to use technology to do that, right? And that's the idea, creativity. It's all about creativity. It's all the ability to bring out what's in your mind out there. And this is a part of why we all love Neurographica, right? The idea of expressing our inner self, our inner fantasy, our inner imagination with, you know, with the paper, through the paper, with ourselves, taking out from within subconscious and bringing it out in the conscious, right? Those of you who are Neurographica, have been in Neurographica for quite some time, you know what I'm talking about because you are aware of the pyramid of consciousness that whenever we draw Neurographica, we actually, take a nice journey deep within our subconscious, right? Those of you who don't know, I have a lot of videos and I'm going to make a new video. I have a new way of doing the pyramid of consciousness. That's right. This year, as part of the refresher course, we're going to do a new way of looking at the pyramid of consciousness, okay? So that's going to be an interesting way of doing things, you know? But it's fascinating. To me, movies are so fascinating. I get like fascinated, anything, you know, even like actors, the way they play the role, you know, the way they enter and try to reenact being somebody else, you know, whether it's somebody famous or it's somebody who's not famous, you know, whether it's like a famous character from a book or just maybe some screenplay that somebody wrote, you know, but the ability to connect, the ability to reenact being that somebody, feeling like, you know, like that some character, like, I don't know, even like using the Harry Potter or anything, right? Whoever played the boy who played Steven Spielberg, you know, connecting to this famous person and being able to figure out what did he feel like, how did he, you know, what did he do, how did he act, how did he react, you know, that whole storyline, you know, to his mother and his father splitting or being together at that one moment. That's so fascinating. To me, it's so fascinating. I love, like, you know, about movies. To me is like, wow, taking your imagination and bringing it to life, right? And that's the truth why kids love movies, right? Watching TV, it's about taking their imagination and bringing it to life, you know, not very easy. Yeah. Okay, I'm almost done with coloring. And now we're going to take the time and we're going to add, we're going to bring the magic of Neurographica into this drawing, okay? Neurographica is about circles, it's about colors, but we're going to bring what makes Neurographica unique. What makes Neurographica unique is the neuroline and the round, okay? And at this point, I have a choice. I'm thinking, do I want to add the neurolines or do I want to do the rounding? And I realize I want to do the rounding, okay? The way you do the rounding is that you go over the line that's already on your paper, okay? Like this, look, I'm just going over the contour. Then I go to the plates where this circle connects with the next circle. And I add a rounding technique. A rounding technique is like just kind of take any intersections and like kind of draw an inner, like this. Let me show it to you in a big way, okay? Those of you who are new to Neurographica, who are like kind of still navigating, okay, I'm just going to show, for example, any intersection looks like this, okay? It's like a plus sign, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to add a little arc over here, okay? A little arch, a little like this, a little wave, okay? And then the part inside, you're going to color fully, okay? I'm going to do this one. You add this, then you color it in. The whole idea is for you to hide the intersection because the intersection represents triangular, represents fear, represents danger. And we want the opposite. We want our subconscious to feel good, to feel balanced, to feel harmonized. And for that, we add an effect called the rounding. Okay, it's also called the integration, but integration is actually a bit something else also. The rounding effect does this, okay? It has been proven by research. It has been proven by CAT scans, you know. Neurographic is a scientific method, okay? It has been proven by various researchers that did CAT scans on people that when they would round out whatever intersection, they looked at their brain and it shows more balance, okay? The brain actually relaxes, okay? And that's the idea. That's one of the main reasons. There are many various reasons, but okay, go through your circles, okay? And just kind of do this, okay? Whatever you have an intersection, whatever your circle intersects with the other circle. Remember, we didn't add any lines yet here, okay? At this point, I'm just kind of connecting myself further to this gratitudes that I wrote down, I drew down on my paper, okay? Rounding, going over the circles that we have here and rounding them out. Breathing in and breathing out. As you're doing this, connect to each circle, okay? As you are rounding the circle, connect to what is written inside. Again, this exercise is about mindfulness, is about awareness, like I said before, it's not just about Thanksgiving is not just about turkey and dessert. Thanksgiving is about connecting to who you are, connecting to what you are, both on the inside, who you are, and what you are on the outside, what you represent, how you connect to others, how others see you, right? That's the idea, okay? Look, I'm connecting to the word that I wrote here, planet Earth, okay? When you think about planet Earth, what is that about for you? How do you connect to planet Earth? Okay. And for a lot of people, this would be the most, hypothetical question ever. Because, it's such a grand idea, planet Earth, But think about all the people who inhabit planet Earth, okay? However, billions and, trillions and gazillions, maybe not gazillions, but I don't remember the latest research of how many uh, trillions or maybe quadrillions of people live in this earth. I think 6 billions, right? Um, but yeah, that's what it is. What does it represent to you? Okay. To me, it's about connectivity. It's about history. It's about life, it's about ancestors. It's about continuing life. It's about human race. To me, planet Earth is about human race. To some of you, planet Earth will be about nature, okay? You will start thinking, being green and conserving, and that's important too. That's the idea. We each will have our own personal, unique inner associations with what, when I say planet Earth, represents to you. Okay, we each will have our unique associations. And that's the idea. Connect to that. What is your associations with planet Earth? What do you connect to? Again, to me, it's more about humans, the connection between humans and Earth, how we, it's our responsibility to take care of it. It's our responsibility to make sure that, we have natural resources and using natural resourcing and utilizing it. But to me, it's mostly about humans. And some people will do the opposite. They will actually think about Earth as a, separate entity, right? That's the idea. Think about it. Connect to each word as you are rounding it on your paper in your drawing. What is this? Okay, and this one was my favorite books, okay? I love reading. When I used to be a child, reading was mostly what I would love to do, right? And I still do. I love reading. I read when I go to sleep, right? A lot of my learning involves reading, connecting to life through words, through imagination, through thoughts, contemplation about what you read. And lately, I haven't been reading fiction so much. I read more professional literature, and I enjoy it. Okay, that's the idea. Connect to what you've been reading. Is it more professional literature? Is it fiction? Is it both? Is it nonfiction? If it's nonfiction, what is it? I've been reading history books. It's my latest, and of course, I've been reading professional literature. And that's the idea. Connect. Now I'm doing the circle that talks about friends. Who are your best friends? And I connect. And I connect and reconnect to those friends again. As I, think about, I have 4 people. Of course, there's more, but this is what I had at the moment. And that's what came to my mind. And I connect and reconnect to them, kind of reminiscing about why I chose them, how I connect to them. certain, specifics. Sometimes it's specific and sometimes it's just general. That's the idea. Do the rounding. And start noticing. Start looking at your circles. Notice where they are rounded. It's a completely different view. It looks different. It feels different. Okay. Connect to the surrounding. Okay. And I just realized I do want to add a gratitude circle to my drawing. And I'm going to write gratitude to Neurographica and Pavel Piscario. He's my teacher. He's a creator of this method. And, I do want to express my gratitude because it has been, really bringing me lots of resources, lots of connections, balancing, harmony. This is really a great way for me as I connect to it, not just on a personal level, I connect to it on a professional level, And to me, that's very important. Bringing out. And that's what happens. Sometimes when you do this, you will remember, you're like, oh, you know what? I want to draw this circle. And you can do this. Add a circle, but remember to go over that circle and doing the rounding, whatever the intersections you created. Because circles are about harmony and balance, and that's what you want to do. Okay, as you're expressing gratitude, you want to make sure those gratitudes are kind of integrated in your life in the best possible way. And the best possible way means, of course, harmony, balancing, joy, fun, creativity, right? Just what I'm doing. I'm bringing lots of resource words, right? You do your own. Okay. Breathing in and breathing out. Connect, okay? Over here, I have the words. I wrote down what am I thankful for every day. Okay. Closing, like I said before. I used to sew cloths, so I know how much time and effort goes into actually making your own clothes. So I find it to be such a privilege, such an important part every day. It's part of my gratitude. When I write daily gratitude, I'm not joking. The word closing comes up to me every day. I'm like extremely thankful to God for creating the clothing that we can just go and buy. And think about it, the way you can buy clothing used to be like very expensive, right? So people would buy clothing and they would actually do hand-me-downs. I mean, I still do certain clothing hand-me-down for my daughters, but no, mostly they now buy their own things, there is no need for you to wear the same clothing for a few generations. Okay. And then the clothing would go bad. And what do? You patch it up because it's very expensive to buy new clothing. Think about it. Nowadays, right? I do my shopping on Shein, right? Um, there you go. You just go, you order it online, you try it on, you can send it back. It's like so convenient, so much privileging, so interesting to start noticing how we look at everyday life, how people joke that AI is supposed to make like our household chores easier, not just thinking and creativity that I can do myself, right? And it's kind of funny and it's true, but maybe not AI, but technology does make things easier for us. Think how privileged we are. Think about those of you who are my age, right? Think about how internet came around in the 90s, right? How it became accessible. And then in the 2000s, we started getting personal phones, right? And then within 10 years, we started getting smartphones, right? I used to have one of the first iPhones, iPhone 3. I love that phone. I saw it. I'm like, I gotta buy it. And I remember it wasn't cheap. It's still not cheap. It's still quite expensive, you know. But it was such a privilege to get an iPhone. You touch the screen and it does what it said, what you want it to do. Like how much more creative can human beings get, right? How much more the imagination can be a part of your everyday life. Talking to your phone, asking your phone to do shopping for you, right? Asking, telling your phone what to write, writing down messages. I mean, I still haven't gotten to fully utilizing chat GPS. My son tells me about it, but actually telling computers to write papers for you and do homework for you, right? But you know what it cannot do? Guess what? It cannot draw Neurographica for you. The Institute just started doing the new courses about utilizing AI within the Neurographica method. And it was like, whoa, you know, that's one thing AI cannot do. It cannot draw Neurographica. Why? Because Neurographica is so personal. It's, even if I try to draw, like even when you go over the same line, you notice you draw your lines a bit differently, right? Because it's so unique. It's so connected to who you are at this specific moment. It's so connecting to your personal being, personal mindfulness, personal awareness, you know, transferring and being who you are at this moment, how you connect to life, right? And that's an interesting part. So to me, Neurographica is the uniqueness that we all have. We all share certain things, like talking to our phone and, sharing pictures, finding information easier than it used to be, right? Writing a paper nowadays, you don't have to. I remember going to the library to do research, going and spending time and days, not just hours, but days, going to the right library, applying to take certain research, when I did my master's program in psychology and special education and stuff like that. I mean, nowadays, everything is on the internet. You don't have to actually physically get up and go. I do all my shopping online. I remember discussing it with somebody. They're like, we actually go to the store. I said, what are you talking about? I order everything online. I rarely go to the store, only if I need to try something or like buy something specific. Um, but everything, food, everything I order online. I'm such a computer technology kind of person, right? Dependent and utilizing person, right? Cleaning the home. I have um my Roomba that actually does both, not just sweeping, but also washing the floors, which I love. It's like the best, but it's still even cooking, right? We can do ordering out. I enjoy cooking, just like I enjoy drawing, just like I enjoy connecting to myself, reading, right? Still, the computer cannot read for us as much as, processing our thoughts, our personal connection to a story, to another human being, to a certain art. I still love going to the museum as much as they have all kind of art online now. No, to me, the museum experience is very unique. So this person was telling me, how do you mean I need to go to the store? I need to touch the food, to feel it, put it in my cart. And I said, nope, I don't have that. But I have that with the museums. I have that with books. Although I did start reading online and it's quite convenient, I must add. Okay, I rounded out all my circles. How are you doing? Write something to me. Let me know you're here. How is it going? How are you doing? How is your drawing going? Did you round out all of the intersections? Am I behind or are you behind? Which doesn't matter. We all work in our own pace, with our own way. And now the question here is, and I'm going to give you a choice, but it's up to you. I'm actually thinking, do I want to add a neural line? And I have this feeling, I have this inner feeling that I don't want to add a neural line. I don't know if you have that, right? And I know that it's a kind of a part of my inner resistance because adding a neural line, guess what it involves? It involves not just adding a neural line, but it involves kind of redoing your drawing, right? Because if you add the neural line, you're going to have more intersections and you have to do the rounding again. And then it's a part of our inner resistance to something new. At this point, I have harmony and balance within my circles, but what if I add neural line and not all circles will be connected together or not connected, intersected, not intersected, integrated with each other or not. But that's an important part of the Neurographica drawing. And sometimes, even if we don't want to, as careful as, loving we have to be toward ourselves, it's important to go toward the steps, the 8 steps of the Neurographica drawing, which does tell you to add a neuroline to connect your figure to the background. We have a figure, but look at the background. It's all white. All the circles connected together, it's a figure. It's kind of, each circle is separate, but all together, it's a figure. It's an image in my drawing that is called my gratitudes. We need to connect to our environment, to our universe, to something beyond myself. This is my inner world. The figure is my inner world, me, myself, and I, right? But I need to connect to others. I need to connect to you, my audience. I need to connect to my family, right? Even though I mentioned them here, it's time to, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a circle and draw the line that will take me out, okay? And sometimes you will feel like drawing many lines and then rounding, but at this point, I feel like I'm going to draw a line and I'm going to go over it right away, round it out right away. Okay. And that's how I connect. Bring your gratitude. We spent some time being grateful to ourselves. Let's bring this inner gratitude out. Let's connect to our social self. Let's connect to others. Let's connect to our environment, our community, our family, extended family, even primary family members, right? Beyond myself, beyond who I am, okay? Draw a neural line and bring it to the outer. Connect to your environment, connect to your outer self. How? How do you integrate? How do you utilize this gratitude to bring? Remember, we talked about who I am, and that's talking about our personal selves. But then we're going to talk about what are you? What you are means, what do you represent to your society, to your community, to the outer self? Who are you on the outside? Those of you who are introverts, you will understand me when you say sometimes you don't feel like doing it, right? But those of you who are extroverts, you're like, oh, I've been wanting to do it. And you probably already did it. You probably already added the neural lines that go to the outside because that's a part of who you are. That's a part of your nature. But those of you who are introverts over here, you treat very carefully, right? You go very carefully. You're very careful who you socialize with, who you connect to. Yeah, and that's part of who you are. That's part of how you connect to life. And it's important to understand it and to respect that about yourself, okay? You're not about connecting to everyone and everything. My husband is like that, he can walk outside and he can like talk to people on the street and connect to them and laugh with them. And I'm like, whoa, how does he do that? I'm not like that. I notice even in the way I interact with you, the audience, right? I notice like people don't write as much, people don't comment as much. And I'm like, that's probably a part of the fact that I am such an introvert, right? Energy wise, right? But people who are extroverts, people just kind of draw to them. They just kind of talk to them, they feel easy opening up to them and talking to them. That's interesting to connect to, respect that part of who you are. If you're an introvert, respect the fact that you are quite selective who you talk to and how you connect to the world. And if you're an extrovert, respect and be grateful for the fact that, you have an easier way, easier possibilities, easier time connecting to others, understanding what others want, understanding what others need, giving resource. The reason you are an extrovert is because you are a social resource to others. And that's an important part, okay? Connecting to who you are, this inner part of who you are. Okay, make sure you add neural lines that go in all directions, okay? in all directions. I added to the top, I added to the bottom, to the left. Now I'm adding the line to the right. Okay, add a line, go over it. Remember to round everything and connect. Connect, think about it. Look at your circles, look at your gratitudes, and start thinking, how does this gratitude help me in the social environment? How does this gratitude help me with others? Where am I when I talk about others? How do I feel? Am I grateful to others? How am I grateful to others? Who are the others that I'm grateful to? Okay. When you talk about being grateful to others, who do you relate to? Your immediate family, your extended family, or actual strangers, And we can see that. Can see that in celebrities, in political leaders, right? Political figures. They're leaders, leaders are about connecting to others and taking responsibility for others, right? And sometimes we're happy about it, sometimes we're not. But nonetheless, leadership is about, connecting to others, understanding what others need, and being able to give it to others, utilizing it. And that's an important factor. Do you have it? Do you have what it takes to be a leader? Are you into being a leader, right? And leadership, again, we mostly think of leadership as something like political figure, right? But leadership is more than that. Leadership is about, even if you say a joke and you bring a smile to somebody's life, that's already bringing resources to others, right? If I go out, if I say, yeah, as much as I like to live in my inner shell, no, I told myself we need to go out and I need to share this knowledge. The more information about Neurographica has been coming out, it's been shared with me. And it is responsibility. I'm taking that responsibility seriously, that it's my responsibility to share it with the English speaking audience. And some people write to me, oh, I became an instructor, but the Institute doesn't share. And they're like, how do we do this? Where do we get the new information? And I say, you're welcome to join my sessions where I will talk about the new things that the Institute shares with me. Some information I'm not allowed to share in the open, and that will be a part of the closed sessions. But a lot of information I will be sharing. Like I said, I will be making the new way of doing the pyramid of consciousness a bit differently, right? And now here I just showed you, this is a new way of doing even though we didn't do 40 circles, I believe we did here 22, maybe 23 circles, okay? But this is similar to the new way of doing the 40 circles, not adding the neural line right away, but rather becoming more connected to each circle separately, rounding each circle first, New interesting ways of, again, creating. Neurographica is a live method, which means the founder of Neurographica, Pavel Piskarev, PhD, is, he constantly add new things to it. He constantly changing things around, because it's been around for 10 years. So he says, okay, now that it's been established, I can add new things. I can vary things. I can play around and see what would work differently, what can work differently, what would be better, and he adds. He's been adding new things every year, and he like to different algorithms, but they don't always stay. Like 1 year he adds something new, but the next year he doesn't keep it. But certain things he adds and then he keeps it, okay? Like the ARR, the algorithm for removing restrictions, also known as algorithm for removing judgment, right? Outer, when somebody does something toward you that you're not happy about. I remember when he first did it, I said, okay, it's probably something like temporary. He did it, but then it held on. He kept talking about it, and now he says, yeah, it's a mandatory part of every single basic course. Make sure you teach it. And I said, okay, let's make it a part of the basic course. And the same thing happening with a specialist. Few more algorithms were added last year even, but I wasn't sure, I was like, is it going to be a part of the curriculum or not? And they just announced it in the summer that, yeah, this is a part of the curriculum for the specialist course. Make sure you teach it, and that's what we're going to do. Lots of new algorithms. There will be, I think, 4 new algorithms in the specialist course. So specialist course is also getting a refresher. I'm scheduling it for Sunday. Sunday, I mean, today's Sunday. I'm scheduling it for January 2025. Okay, December, we're gonna do the whole December is a refresher course in basic user course, adding new algorithm, more explanation, and then in January, I'm going to do the specialist refresher. Lots of new learning, lots of new additions, new ways of doing things. You saw one way I showed you how to do the brainstorming today, right? Different way. But that's what it is. Okay. Start looking. Do you want to add more lines? You can actually add more lines like this, add more lines to your environment. Start connecting. Start thinking the gratitudes are here and not just for us to utilize in our personal life, but it's great to share with others, When you share something positive with others, it actually becomes more, it multiplying. When you share light with others, it becomes bigger. When you share darkness, something negative with others, it becomes smaller. And that's the beauty, okay? Start thinking about it. Sharing your gratitudes with others, will multiply that gratitude for you and for the others. And that's the idea. That brings us to this metaphor of increasing light, okay? Increasing light is so important as we approach the winter season, because winter is about getting dark very fast, being in, even the weather is preventing us, right? Modern societies, we have to go to work no matter what the weather is, unless you're like me and you work from home, which is quite convenient. It has its conveniences, it has its pluses and minuses, but that's the idea. Even the weather is telling you don't go. It's too cold. And I know I know a lot of people, they're happy. My kids are like, oh, I want to look at snow. I said, welcome to go to New York City. You can go with daddy, but not looking forward to snow. I am more of a warm weather person. So yeah, people love snow. And I know it's part of, people's ability to kind of become flexible, to kind of adapt to their environment. And that's the idea. But winter is really about personal introspection, waiting, hibernation. And that happens, right? A lot of times, why do most people want to go to vacation in the winter? Because they want to be where it's warm. They want to be where it's, more light. It has been proven to be better for a person's mental capacity as well as physical. You can't do a lot of things you cannot do outside when it's snowy, when it's cold, right? It's very restrictive. Like I said, we got adapted. We started enjoying snow. We created ice skating and skiing and all kind of snow tubing and all kind of snow activities. But winter is about taking your time and waiting for the spring when you get to see the results of your labor that you were so busy during the fall. Okay. Laz, I just saw you're not sure how to add the neural lines. I watch a lot of videos I actually watched the video I did this past Wednesday, I believe it was, when I drew the neural line. I showed how to draw the neural line. Neural line is not addressed. The important part to remember, neural line cannot be straight, okay? It cannot be like this, very sharp, like triangular. It has to be a wavy line, okay? There are many nuances about how to draw the neural line, but the most important thing for you to understand is that it's a line that's wavy, but it's also the line that's not patterned. It cannot be like the same wave, okay? It has to be unique, it goes up, sometimes it goes down, it goes right, it goes left. Look, notice the line just, it's my lifeline. I have a video um on Wednesday. I did an open drawing that I showed how to draw the neural line. Watch that, okay? But over here, what I do is I'm just going from inner part of this, just any circle intuitively. I'm choosing, look, I'm taking this circle and I'm just going from within, adding the neural line and bringing it to the outer part, connecting this figure of my gratitude to the background. It's very important to work on your background. Adding more neural lines is what allows your figure to integrate better into the surrounding, okay, into the background, okay? Like this, look. Okay, what I'm gonna do is actually I'm gonna connect more lines. Even without going inside, I'm just gonna connect the lines. Look, I'm drawing more lines from the outer area of the figure at this point even. Okay, sometimes I'm gonna add to the inner, but look, just the important part, remember to round out all of the intersections, okay? Added more, I wanna integrate it more in my environment like this, okay? Look what I'm doing, connecting one outer line in the environment with my other line like this, you see? What happened? I'm creating more neural shapes, neural lines, you know, adding more neural lines, creating more shapes, creating more connections between my gratitude, who I am on the inside, to who and what I am on the outside, okay? Connecting to my audience, connecting to the people who are seeking, you know, looking to use Neurographica in their life, looking to bring this amazing method of transformation into their life, okay? Decreasing stress, increasing balance, harmony in their life, bringing more love, more care, more gratitude, right? Because that's what gratitude is about. It's about love, it's about care, it's about circles. Circles are about harmony. Circle is a representation of the motherly love, TLC, tender love and care. Mother is about acceptance, okay? That's something we all crave on the, you know, our inner self. We all crave, we all want, looking forward to bring acceptance in our life. We all have a fear of rejection. That's one of the major fears we all have. I would say on a ancestral level, you know, coming from our ancestors, being rejected, the fear, you know, because rejection equals kind of death on some level, right? If somebody doesn't accept you in the society, it's about being rejected. And if you are not part of the society, think about how anthropologically our ancestors lived in the beginning of time, right? If you're not part of the society, especially in this weather in the winter, you can't survive. You must have, you know, people would form societies, people would form communities as a form of survival. You don't have that, you can't survive. It's about, you know, actual physical survival. Okay, and that brings us to inner psychological fear. So yeah, being a part of something, being connected to others, being accepted by others is our inner need that we all have. Okay, some of us have it more, some of us have it less, but we all have that. That's a part of like shared trait that we all have. Okay. Okay, look what I'm doing. You see, I'm adding more neural lines to the background, even though my background is not so much. But look, the more I add neural lines, notice how integrated, how connected my gratitude figure becomes to the outside and how I make it a part of who I am, how I connect to the world, how I connect to universe. And I don't want to say connecting to God, because to me, connecting to God is more of a personal, you know, relationship. I have a very personal relationship with God. That I work with on every single day basis, right? We pray every day, and that's a part of me connecting to God, having a conversation with God, understanding what, how, why am I in this world, right? But understanding why I'm in this world is not enough. I actually have to act. I have to do actions like this, like what I did today, coming out and drawing with you, not just talking about what Neurographica is, but showing you, right? Because as much as I give you theory, I'm sure you guys enjoy the most the practicality, right? The practical part of who we are, practical part of what Neurographica is to you, right? Like you just wrote to me last that you don't know how I'm doing the neural line. And that's something that, as much as I can talk about the neural line, but you can only connect it when you practice, when you actually draw. Okay. Here, notice what's happening in my drawing. Notice how the opposite of separate. Before, my drawing would be just in the center and then outside was kind of disconnected. But now look at this. I'm connected to the outer world, right? And I feel good about it actually. I feel connected, I feel great, I feel harmonized. That's the most important thing, and we all have our inner fears, right? For some of us, like I said, it's rejection. For some of us, it's um it may sound the same thing, rejection and acceptance, like they're two opposite, but it may be a bit different, okay? Some of us are fear of rejection and some of us have a fear of acceptance, okay? That also has to do a lot with it, okay? That's what it is, add the neural line and start noticing how your environment, you start seeing more opportunities in life, start noticing that people act differently and talk differently to you. Work on your environment, work on your, various social fears, okay? Like I said, we all have different fears. Some of us are extroverts, some of us are introverts, we have different ways we relate to others, but start noticing whenever you add more lines to your environment, connect the lines, the parallel lines with each other through the diagonal lines. Look what I'm doing, you see? Okay, whatever parallel lines you see, just connect them with each other. You will start noticing the same thing is happening in your environment. You will start noticing people like, watching more, talking to you more, and doing it in a way where you are comfortable, okay? So whenever you are ready to express yourself, to expand yourself socially, start adding more neural lines to your background. And also, that's how you start noticing, you start understanding. When people add a lot of neural lines, they are more social. When people add less neural lines, they are more introverts, okay? Good. Right, and we didn't even talk about technology and socializing, like social media, right? Um, but that's what it is. It's a part of who we are. I mean, my kids are like totally, they go on Duolingo and they start socializing with each other. They have their own nicknames and they learn languages and socialize and they form groups and communities. And it's like, whoa, technology nowadays is all about socializing. Like any app, most apps, they have like social functioning. And, when it comes to kids, you have to be careful about it because, you have to check who they're socializing with. Because you don't want them socializing with just somebody. So I remember talking about it, but that's what it is, Technology is a great thing, and it also can be, you have to be careful how you use it and, how you utilize it. And if you have kids, how your kids utilize it, right? New thing is, and you probably noticed, I don't have pictures of my kids, because that's a new thing also. People stop putting pictures of their kids online because of a lot of scary things, Um, and that's the idea, you know, learning. How do we connect? I love technology, but how do I use technology to connect to others? How do I use technology to improve my social media? Notice I added a circle here. I don't know where. It just came out. While I was doing the neural lines, I just saw a circle and it kind of became out. Now I'm aware of the fact that I need to add color to it, okay? It's important for me to add color to it, okay? Now let's do it. Okay. Okay. Now, by the way, talking about coloring, I added an adequate amount of neural lines to my background. Notice how integrated. That's why this step is called integration. Yes, Crystal, I will make a separate video. How about I'll talk about it on Monday? Okay. On Monday, let's make a video. I will talk about my pens, tools of the trade, basically. I will tell you all about what I use, what kind of paper I use, and I will tell you about different papers. I have different type of pads I use, and I'll explain what I use it for. Depends what you're looking in your drawing, what your emphasis is when you draw, okay? Sometimes I use this, sometimes I use this, and I also have a smaller size and a bigger size of the drawing pad, so yeah, you definitely need more practice. Okay, it used to take me many hours when I would start my practice. Now it's more flow because it's also integration better. Yeah, it's also, I want to notice that, like, as an instructor, it took me, I had a hard time connecting, and I still do that, right? In sessions, I often have to clients, talk and draw and talk, So that's something else that you have to be able to do, talking and drawing at the same time, or listening and drawing at the same time. Sometimes people who are active listeners, they cannot listen and draw. They need to like kind of look at the way I draw. So that could also be slowing down. But yeah, absolutely. It comes with practice. You will get a hang of it as you are practicing more, as you are drawing more. Okay, dear. But yeah, I'll make a whole video tomorrow where I talk about tools of the trade, the pencils, which pencils are better, what for, what's your emphasis in drawing neurographic, okay? Thank you. Thank you for your beautiful questions. Laz, Mondays, I'm gonna do all my live sessions at 12 o'clock. Monday's tomorrow. So yeah, let's do tomorrow a live session at 12 o'clock. I'm gonna go live. I'll do both Insta and Facebook, and I'm gonna try to figure out how to do live on YouTube at the same time. Yeah, I'm going to tell you and I'm going to show you more. Okay. Thank you. Keep your questions coming. So I know what you guys are looking for, what kind of information you want from me. Okay. What else? Now that, look, I added color, I integrated my drawing, right? Notice how my drawing is not just circles. My drawings is also lines. The shapes that I created as a connection between circles and lines, or lines and lines, right? Those little cells, as we call them. And I realized I want to add more color. And I have a choice. I can add more color, or I can go further and add something we call the field lines. The field line is going beyond just connecting my figure to my background. The field lines is connecting to the universe. Remember, we talked about Mother Earth, planet Earth, right? How it's beyond just connecting yourself to planet Earth, or connecting humanity, or not connecting humanity, actually thinking of planet Earth as a separate entity. The field lines are about connecting to the universe, connecting to higher being. For me, it's always God. But for me, God is everywhere, as I am a religious person. But the higher being, for most people, whether they, some people tell me, oh, I'm an atheist, so I don't want to talk about God. So I say, it doesn't matter. It's still the same entity. We all, as humans, we all have a belief in some higher being. We all believe that there is something bigger than us humans, both physically and metaphorically and psychologically. It's about thinking of universe as a vast, entity beyond to where I am right now, sitting on my desk in Orlando, in Florida, in the USA, in the North America, right? It's going beyond it. It's connecting to the planet as a whole. Okay, it's connecting to the universe as a whole, going beyond planet Earth, connecting to the whole, Milky Way, connecting to all the planets together, connecting to creation, connecting to who you are, this micro world, you as a person, a little human being, one entity in the whole world, in the whole universe, connecting to, give me a second to get my phone to charge. 1 second, guys. Otherwise, my Insta will go on. Connecting to the universe, right? This human is a micro world, and the universe, God, the higher being, as a macro, MAC, macro universe, macro world, macro being. Okay. And just like I was explaining how we cannot live on our own, we need to connect to the environment. It's just as important for us to connect to the higher being, whatever that representation to you is. You can say it the universe, you can say it God, you can say it, I'm trying to think what other, just a bigger entity, a bigger high-end, I think mostly people use those two words. It's either God or universe, but it could be something else. Maybe you have your own personal, oh, thank you, Les. Yes, please do. Please share with your friends, talk about it. I would love to see your drawing. Welcome to tag me in your post as you talk about the drawing and sharing with others. But yeah, So field lines are about this, are about connecting. And that's why field lines, a lot of people tell me, why do I have to make it thick? Because you must make it thick. Because field lines represent that higher being, godly energy in your life. It's about God giving you energy to have more gratitude, to integrate more gratitude in your life, to be more grateful for anything and everything in life, okay? You have two ways of doing the three ways, actually, a few ways, okay? You can do a horizontal field line. You can do a vertical, or you can do also diagonal, okay? See what you like. For me, field lines, so look at this. Field lines must be from one end of the paper to another, okay? They cannot just stay in the middle. You need to make them all over, okay? Like this, look. I drew a line, and now I'm going to go over it a number of times, not just once, and try it. Notice, by the way, I changed my marker. My marker used to be this ultra fine, and now I took a fine marker. Okay, I took a Sharpie. It has to be nice and thick. Okay, look at this. Thickness represents you allowing this energy, this higher energy, this energy that's just beyond who you are as a human being, energy that's beyond your capabilities as one physical being. You're one person, right? That's why we're connected to the environment, first to the community. But now you're connecting to more than community. You're connecting to the world. You're connecting to the universe. I'm connecting to God, because to me, God is everything. The universe, the other beings, everything is God, right? And that's the idea. And I make it. I connect to God. I allow the energy, this unique energy that I'm connecting on a personal level with God, and God is giving me this energy. God is giving me, notice I'm going now from top to bottom, giving this energy to me in my life, make it thick. This is a representation of how much outer, higher energy you allow in your life. If you don't want to make it thick, it's about you're not allowing resources to come in your life. This is a humongous resource, okay? It's about allowing energy, resource, light, godly energy, godly resourcefulness to come into your life. It's about, if I put it in current terms, it's about having the best Wi-Fi there is, okay? And if it's like people saying, do you want the best Wi-Fi, whatever, I don't know what's nowadays, fiber optics or whatever it is, I'm not, as much as I love technology, I'm not much of a IT person, I don't know how it works. But it's like if she used to ask you, do you want the best Wi-Fi, the best type of internet? And you're like, I'm not sure. Don't give me the best. I don't know if I want the best. Just give me medium. None of us will say that. If you do, that means you don't really care about internet. That means you still read books on, actual books. You read still actual books, and I don't know, watch TV on cable or something, Most of us don't. Most of us watch TV on the internet, right? That's why internet bloggers are more popular than TV host shows, nowadays. And that's the idea. And look over here, notice this is very important. Those of you, especially if you're on my basic user course, even them, a lot of them, they tend to think that they add field lines in one area of the paper. No, you must have field lines spread out equally throughout all area of your paper. And notice what's happening here. I added a field line here, and I added a field line in the center. Left side and the center is covered, but what's happening to my right side? Notice it's deserted. It's empty. There is no higher energy here. And I have a choice here. I can either take and go like this, add a strand of a line from this line that goes in the center, or I can actually draw a new line. That's what I want to do, okay? Like this, okay? In my basic user course, I teach this in details, okay? I explain in details again. The refresher course is coming. I'm going to talk more about the field lines as Pavel explains more about it. Remember, in the beginning, it used to be the most mystical part of the Neurographica. People wouldn't understand. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't understand as much, so I had a hard time explaining. The more you draw, the more you start connecting, the more Pavel also explains now. And the more I even connect, and sometimes I find myself thinking, oh, that's what I thought, you find yourself sharing the same thought, the same ideas with the founder. The more you practice, the more you're going to be kind of in the same field, energy field with the founder. And that's an amazing being, okay? Remember, making the field lines nice and thick. Allow good Wi-Fi, universe Wi-Fi, not just internet, okay? It's about universal energy. It's about godly energy, okay? Now, remember, you must take your marker and go over this line. Look what I'm doing. This is the step that a lot of people neglect to do. They add the field lines, but they don't go over it and round it out, okay? Go over the line and round it out. Make it nice and integrated. Notice the way field lines look now. They're like kind of a 3D, right? I have the drawing and then the field lines on the line. You can see they're in different layers. It's like saying, my favorite example is like saying, you know what? I am giving you money. You're saying, great. I'm telling you, I have $1 million in the bank account. And you're saying, great. But you never ask me whose bank account. Is it my bank account or somebody else's? If it's somebody else's bank account, how is it useful to you? Same thing with an energy. Integrated. Make it money in your bank account. Bring this energy to your life, okay? Because when you draw it, you kind of bring it to your life, but you don't integrate it. Make sure you integrate it by integrating the line in your drawing, by adding the rounding technique, okay? A lot of what I'm telling you here, by the way, no way people ever do this in the open sessions, because this is what people explain in the closed sessions, in the closed explanation of the basic user course. But I'm thinking, look, you came here, you don't want to just learn how to draw. You want to learn how to draw that it would have results in your life, okay? You want to know how to take this gratitude and turn it into what? Blessings. There you go. We just came with a new word for gratitude. It's not just gratitude, it's not just Thanksgiving, but it's blessings in your life. It's the ability to see them as blessings. And what do blessings do, guys? What happens when we bless others? Okay. In religion, what do? We bless others. There are people, right? In Judaism, there are Kohanim, the special group of people that give blessings. Why? Because when we give blessings to others, we share blessings. Remember what I said about lights. You share light, you increase light. You give blessings, you increase blessings. You give blessings to others, you increase blessings in your life. Okay? Gratitudes are blessings. When we are grateful to others for something, it's like we're giving them blessings for something. And once you give blessing to somebody, you get that same blessing toward yourself twofold and trifold and more. Okay, and that's a powerful, powerful, energy. That's a powerful way of bringing blessings and transformations into your life. Start doing it. Start practicing blessing others. Being thankful to others is a blessing. Saying thank you. Thank you for being a great friend. Thank you for giving birth to me, right? Thank you for being my parents. Some people, it's the same thing. For some people, it's not, right? For some people who give birth to them, people who are their parents, may be different things, okay? And that's important to be grateful for both. Thank you for, right? Something we did not appreciate when we were kids, right? But we appreciate as adults. Thank you for not letting me do certain things. Thank you for restricting me from certain ideas. Now we understand certain ideas were a way to keep us from harm, okay? When our parents did not let us run and cross the street when it was a red light, it was for our safety. It was to keep us from being harmed, keeping us safe, loving it, okay? Even if they didn't do it in the best possible way, saying, oh, please, dear, don't cross the street on the red light. No, they say it in a harsh way, no crossing on the red light. And sometimes we're like, oh, they're being harsh, right? And that's what psychology is, right? Working and saying, oh, my mother wasn't nice enough or kind enough or lovely enough. But you know what? Sometimes it's important to just look and say, you know what? Thank you for just keeping me safe, secure. Okay? Yes, loving is very important. But you know what? That's why as adults, you can learn to love yourself. I have a whole course called Healing Your Inner Child, Reparenting Yourself, giving the love that you missed because your parent was not equipped for whatever reason to give you the love that you needed. By the way, it's not that they didn't give you any love, they gave you love, but you think you needed different type of love, and that's the idea. I have that course. It's an amazing course, okay? tomorrow or Tuesday, I'm gonna announce Thanksgiving week sales. I'm gonna give discounts. We're gonna announce. I have to figure out with my social media manager when we're doing the sales. Is it gonna be the whole week or just on Thanksgiving? But that's what it is, you know. That course I highly recommend to do for everyone. I want to tell you that I used to have a lot of resentment, right? For things that my mother did or did not do, right? It's both ways. I tell you, I did that course and things just happened to work out differently. Hell, I was telling my sister or my friend and my sister-in-law that I actually enjoy my mother-in-law coming to visit me. And my friends who know who my mother-in-law, she's a lovely lady, but I had difficulties. I mean, I think we all have difficulties. And it's about your relationship with your mother. Okay. The mother-in-law is another type of a mother in your life. And if you have difficulties relating to your mother or your father, you will have difficulties relating to any figure that represents motherhood figure. And mother-in-law, I'm be honest with you, I had a hard time. I've been married for 24 years and it was a hard time for me. And I actually enjoy my mother-in-law coming to visit. I connect to her. I went beyond this, this idea that, you and your mother-in-law must be fighting for the love of her son. No, it doesn't work like that. I actually connect to her on a motherly level. I see her as part of my, this motherly figure and I accept it. And it was a part as a result of that course being done. I let go of a lot of resentment, a lot of what if and what could have done and what she didn't do. My mother passed away. Um, Actually, this week is going to be a yahrzeit, an anniversary of her, passing away in 2008. So this year it marks 16 years as my mother passed away. And I'll tell you, it took me quite some time. And this year is where when I did that course. It's a Neurographica course where you work through the Neurographica method with a lot of psychological concepts. I let go. Like I said, my mother-in-law recently came. She stayed for like 2 weeks. She's going to come again, God willing. I'm looking forward, I enjoy having her. I relate to her. I see her on a different level. And that was thanks to this specific course. I want to tell you that was my personal story. Yeah, my social media manager always tells me, make a personal story, on Instagram. I should do this one because this was a powerful one. For me, my mother-in-law was a lot of peeves, but yeah, I worked it out and it's amazing. So that's something to work with, okay? If you have an issue with your mother or father-in-law or any other, like your boss, your mother figure, like female boss or masculine male boss, it's a relationship with your mother because mother and father are authority figures. So that's what it is. It's interesting to note, okay? That's something to work with. Okay. I added the field line. Now let's add the affixing shape. Make sure you don't skip this step, okay? Affixing shape, and we're almost 2 hours. Okay, we're gonna finish up, okay? Right. Always play around with your hand. Don't just draw the fixing shape right away. Work around with your hand. How big? Where is it located? Sometimes it will be on the right, on the left, top, bottom. And sometimes, a lot of times, it will be in the center. For me, it's in the center. Where is my fixing shape? A fixing shape represents your future self that you are kind of bringing, like those Back to the Future movies, remember? They would go to the future and try to bring whatever they learned in the future to the present. And sometimes that would change their reality. In the movies, it wasn't in such a good way, right? It would always sometimes mess things up. But we're doing it in a very safe way, secure way, okay? Because the way we work in Neurographica is about safety and security. That's why we do the rounding, to make sure that we bring the future back to the present, right? Not back to the future. We're going to call it back to the present. We'll go to the future. We see ourselves as we are in the best possible way. When you take all those gratitudes, you turn them into blessings, right? And that blessing comes tenfold for you. Okay, remember I said twofold, threefold? No, now tenfold. Okay, it comes back to 10 times what you wish to others. Whatever blessing you gave to others as a form of gratitude is going to come back to tenfold. okay? And what would it look like? That's the shape. The shape, again, at this point together today, it's about circles. Focus on circles, okay? Draw a circle. Definitely do not draw a triangle. Triangle is about something else. Draw, if you're going to tell me, but Lana, I feel like drawing a triangle. I'm going to say resist that feeling, okay? Draw circles. Bring harmony and comfort and love and care. Circle is a motherly energy. It's an energy of God. It's an energy of acceptance, okay? It's an energy that we all crave as a child. Love, acceptance, care, you know. And like I said, we need to give gratitude for physical safety and security. Remember Maslow's pyramid. We learned that pyramid a lot. We talk about it in the specialist course as we draw, as we talk about happiness. We're going to talk about it in my happiness course, the new course that's coming up. I'm going to try to do it in December. Welcome to join. It's an amazing, amazing course. We're going to happiness is such an elusive term when I talk about it. How do you be happy? And you're like, I know what happiness is, but if you think about how to be happy, it's like a bit elusive. There's no exact answer. Or guess what? There is an exact answer. There is a science. What is the science of happiness? Okay. I'm going to do an open session and talk about that course. But for now, just to tell you, okay, one way of happiness, the first step in the happiness, I'm opening up the secret already to the course. The very first step we're going to learn is going to be about gratitude. We're going to talk a lot about gratitude, okay? Gratitude is the first way to bring happiness in your life is doing gratitude. Because gratitude, look, notice by the way, the fixing shape is nice and thick line, okay? Make sure it's thick. Do not skip out there. Do not draw a thin a fixing shape, okay? Make your fixing shape. Make your tenfold gratitude that you're getting back for sharing your blessing with others. Start opening yourself up. Again, if you tell me, I don't want to make it thick, I'm going to tell you that means you're not allowing blessings to come back in your life, okay? Allow blessings to come back in your life. Allow blessings to multiply in your life, to make it bigger, to make it stronger, to make it what? More relevant. This is very important. Make blessings relevant to yourself in life, okay? That's the idea. Okay, I know we've been drawing for like, maybe not drawing, but no, actually we still have time. I came a bit late, but yeah, it's almost 2 hours. But with me, if we want to do the full drawing, it does take more than 2 hours, especially if it's a big format, okay? And this drawing would be great on A3 format or even bigger, okay? Take big formats, start drawing on big formats. I started noticing the bigger the paper, the more integration happens in your life. The smaller the paper, it like the goal occurs in your life, but on a smaller scale. So that's even the one of the principles of Neurographica says the scale has no matter, and it's about something else. It's about the fact that the paper is just a part of who you are, part of your life, You can add more paper and make the drawing bigger, but I started noticing, I'm giving you my secrets. The bigger the format of the paper, the better integrated it becomes in my life. And we definitely want to have more blessings back. I mean, come on. Again, who's going to say, I don't want a good Wi-Fi. Don't give me the best internet. Give me a medium internet, I don't care about the best, right? Nobody's going to say that. Everybody wants the best internet. Everybody wants the best connection to the satellite, to whatever gives you internet. Don't ask me those technical questions. I don't know. I know there's something to do with satellites, something to do with Elon Musk, I guess, right? When they talked what happened with all the hurricane, our area wasn't a hurricane. Thank God where I live specifically in this building, we were saved, but I know a lot of people who were affected by the hurricane. 2, 3 hurricanes we had in like one after another, 1 week after another was like hurricane after hurricane after hurricane. It was like, wow, it was very scary, I'll tell you. And that's what it is, And I want to thank you to God. Thank you for saving me. Thank you for blessing me with safety. Okay, and that's an important part. Thank you for blessing me with safety. I appreciate it. Okay. Remember, go over your fixing shape, which is what I did now, and round out all of the intersections, okay? Voila. And now we're going to do the ending. The ending is step 8. If you want to learn more about the 8 steps, I'm going to do a refresher course, but meanwhile, you can just write 8 steps of the algorithm. Lana Shalom, I have few videos that talks about the intersection. The 8 steps. I'm thinking about intersection. The 8 steps of the algorithm explains what each step is, okay? This is step 7, where we're going to do the stylization. Stylization is when we look at our picture and our drawing and we start thinking, do I have enough neural lines? I have enough neural lines. Did I round everything correctly? I rounded everything correctly. Do I want to add more color, which is what I'm doing? I love to use at the stylization point when I know I'm not going to add any more, no more drawing with the marker, because what I'm going to do is I'm using oil pastels, okay? After you use oil pastels, you cannot add any more with the marker because the marker does not draw on top of the oil pastel because it's oily. Hence the name oil pastels, right? I love oil pastels. I guess simply because look what I'm doing, right? I'm actually involving my fingers. It actually involves the nerve endings on tip of my fingers, which is the reason why Neurographica works, which is one of the major reasons why we talked about no AI can draw Neurographica for you, okay? Because it's so unique, it's so individual, it's so connected to who you are as a person, okay? So yeah, Neurographica is about, utilizing your fingers. Your finger is an extension of your mind. Your finger are an extension of your soul. Combination of your mind and your soul together in doing something we call creativity, in being. Yes, and once you start doing Neurographica, guess what? You can call yourself an artist. You are an artist, okay? Even if you don't do Neurographica, by the way, you can call yourself an artist, okay? This idea that artists are only people who are talented, who can only, draw like Sistine Chapel or like, Michelangelo or, Leonardo da Vinci or, Van Gogh. No. Malevich came and he said, look, anybody can be an artist. Anybody can draw squares, okay? And that's what he did. He drew squares. And we drew circles today, okay? That's our personal journey today. We drew circles. And even if you draw on your line, you are an artist, okay? You know why? Because being an artist is just being human, is being able to express yourself using your hands, express your ideas, your imaginations, your fantasy on a piece of paper, okay? And yeah, when my kids were little, I allowed them to draw on the walls, okay? It would take me every year, I would just, paint my walls, but that's what it is. When they were very little, I allowed them. I let them draw on the walls because that's how their imagination works. I allow them to see the results of their imagination coming into life, okay? That's why they don't have a lot of hangups like we do. They don't think that, oh, I'm not an artist because my work is not in the museum or because I cannot draw the face perfectly. Yeah, I cannot draw the face perfectly. I'm not a professional artist. I never had an artist background, but that's fine. You know what? I'm okay. I love the fact that I can create my own unique type of a drawing. Yeah, it's called abstract. It's called modern art, okay? And it's about representation. Represent, what does this represent to you? You can look at my circle and have your own your own associations, and I will have my own. And guess what? That's the idea. The idea is that you will look at this and you will see your own thing in this circle, but I will see mine. And that's contemporary art. That's what modern art is. Being able to connect to the drawing, not necessarily as everybody connects to Mona Lisa, as seeing the lady, beautiful lady with long hair and beautiful eyes, and the eyes that follow you, but beyond it, okay? And that's the idea. I'm gonna introduce this year the long-awaited MAC, Metaphoric Associative Cards course. I'm finally doing it, God willing, okay? And I'm going to talk about it, the idea of using art as a connection to our inner self, using art as a connection to psychology, to consciousness, to awareness, mindfulness, who you are on the inside, okay? Now, remember, I added the color to my fixing shape. I brought it out through the color, but it's also just as important to add color to your background. Remember, do not ever neglect your background. Connect to your background, bring it in, because remember, you don't live in a vacuum. Nobody lives in a vacuum. People who live in the forest by themselves, or people who live in the farm and just take care of animals, they don't live by themselves. They connect to others, they connect to animals, they sell, I don't know, milk and eggs and whatever. And the same thing in people living in the forest, they connect to others through nature. Okay. So definitely add color to the background. Okay. This is a time when I'm usually quiet, because this is you create your own artistic concept. You start thinking, what do I want to see here inside? Yeah, I know, guys. I'm getting quiet because I'm thinking of my conceptualization of this drawing. Okay. I'm adding color and I just need some time. I hope you're okay with the quietness. It's important to learn to be quiet too, right? And appreciating the stillness of the sound. Okay. Welcome to let me know how you are doing, how's your drawing going. Okay. Okay. You notice what I'm doing. I'm kind of bringing out more color within each shape, each circle. Okay. Mhm. Okay. Let's see what else. Okay. Okay. You guys do your own thing. I love oil pastels. Whenever I do stylizations, it's just like a great way to end drawing. Um, with time, those of you who are new, with time, you will figure out your own style. I remember in the beginning, I would try to draw like others do until I figured, no, it doesn't work. You will work out your own Neurographica style of drawing, because like I said, not all of us are professional artists, so we don't have like, that background where I know how to color perfectly and do different shades and different depths, right? And that's not what Neurographica drawing is about. It's not about creating a piece that the art critic will come and say, oh, this is great. Like, no, it's creating a piece that I'm going to be happy with. I love, yes, and I do think it will go into the museum. And that's the idea. Thinking, increasing your sense of self-worth, self-esteem. Self-worth and self-esteem are kind of different things, not the same thing. I'm not going to go into it now, but that's what it is. But yeah, no, it's about understanding what is this for you. For me, neurographic drawing is about, you know, bringing transformation on a subconscious level, bringing it toward yourself, toward your conscious, and starting to see the results around you. Okay. And that's what I teach. My teachings is not neuro art. I'm not going to teach you how to draw. You're welcome to watch. There are a lot of videos out there on YouTube, but I will teach you how to draw Neurographica. Okay. I'm not an artist and I'm not here to teach you how to draw art. I am here to teach you how to draw Neurographica. You will actually see real results in your life. How to go from step 1 to step 8, and following those 8 steps is what I will guarantee will bring you to results in your goals, in your life. Okay. And that's what it's about. Talking about 8 steps, let's do step number 8. Okay. Step number 8 is doing the brainstorming again. This time, it's a brainstorming that is going to show you how this drawing changed you. We're going to talk about gratitude again now. I'm going to put 2 minutes and we're going to write all the words about gratitude. Okay, here. Okay, I'm actually going to use a marker this time. Okay. Okay. Look. Okay. Okay, I'll hear it. I use this marker. No, doesn't work well. Let's see. Okay, let's use the same color. Okay. Okay. And you're going to start noticing that the brainstorming 2 minutes, the words that will come up to you for this 2 minutes now are a bit different than the words that you had 2 hours ago. These 2 hours are not just about 2 hours. Sometimes we have an hour that feels like a week, right? And sometimes we have a week that feels like an hour. These 2 hours to you were so transformational that it definitely will feel more like a week or a month or much more, because it's much more lasting in your life. Okay. Ready, set, go. I'm going to put 2 minutes and we're going to write down the words that it's coming to you. Focus on the word gratitude. What comes to your mind? Write it down. Okay, 2 minutes has finished. If you have a few more words lingering in your mind, you can write it down. But other than that, stop. And it's absolutely amazing. I started noticing even while I was writing how the words are completely different. Completely different than the words. The words that I wrote here are regular words I constantly write when I write gratitude, when I talk about things. You know, it's like same words kind of over and over again. These words are completely different. I started noticing I have a different layer of me understanding and relating to the word gratitude, how I feel about gratitude, how I feel about gratitude toward myself, and mostly how I'm opening up for gratitude with others. Okay. One of the words I want to bring up to you, increasing yourself and inviting others. For me as an introvert, I'm telling you, that's a huge, huge, big deal. Okay. To open myself, inviting others. Wow. That's like a huge sign to me. Okay. Lots of words. Again, I'm paying attention. The word beauty is next to the gratitude. And beauty, like I said, it's not just about art where an art critic tells my drawing is beautiful. No, it's about seeing the beauty, seeing the beautifulness, the harmony within my own drawing. And that's a reflection of what I see within myself, seeing harmony and beauty and love within myself. That's what it's about. Okay. It's creating, the word creativity came up, about craving, attraction. Okay. How to do things, understanding. Blessings, of course, came up. Happiness came up. Didn't have happiness in the first word, which is very strange because I have a lot of happiness, focus on happiness, but it wasn't in the first. Right. Enlightenment, curiosity was one of the words that I even underlined. That was like, huh, interesting. Notice curiosity, carelessness, together with safety. Notice they're right next to each other. It's interesting to start noting your words also. You can create connection between the words as you find them connected to each other. I made a separate video on that. It's on my YouTube channel if you want to see it. It's like a 2-3 minute video that I explain how to do this. Okay. But the word beauty, I must say, is very interesting, significant to me. Creativity is significant to me. And you can do the same thing. Just take a bunch of, in my case, I'm doing highlighters and just kind of add color, okay? Say beauty, it's gonna be purple to me, okay? Start adding color, connecting your words, bringing them out, making them significant. Worthiness, the word worthiness came up, and that's to me, wow, I love it, talked about, remember how I said self-worth and self-esteem are not the same thing. And it's important to distinguish that, okay? Craving, okay, making it green. Okay, life is green. I am a tree element. My birth element is a tree, air, space, which is color green. I'm going to talk about elements this year, okay? I'm going to talk about bringing the knowledge of elements, redoing the Neurocolor course, but going further. I'm going to do a Bad Z course. We're going to talk about elements on a personal level. Who are you as an element? What does it mean? Elements is archetypal view of life. Okay. How to life. I noticed life was twice over here. Life and how to were two different, but look, if you look at it, it's as if it's the same word, right? And that's an important part. How to life, if you're like me, do you sometimes feel like you feel like you don't understand what life is about? You don't understand, like you feel like there's some kind of secret that's holding it from you, and you're like, I don't know how to navigate this information. I don't know how to live life. I feel like life is passing me by, right? You have that feeling? Think we all have that feeling at one way or another, one point or another in our life, right? And that's what happens, right? Um, that's one of the reasons. That's my mission in life, right? That's one of the reasons I'm out here showing you how to do this, because like Neurographica is about allowing to open up secrets, mysteries of how to life, how to live, right? Going beyond to I don't understand. What does it mean? How to do this, right? It's like me talking about, I love technology, but don't ask me how it's done. I wouldn't know. And you know what? It doesn't matter. I don't care. I don't need to know it. But certain things I want to know, right? Certain things you want to know, you need to know. How to life is what you need to know. And that's what Neurographica brings to you. That's what my courses bring to you, right? I mentioned so many courses already that I have. Welcome to go to my website, ilanashalom.com. You can also go to neurographicausa.com. You will enjoy an array of courses. Lots of fun, unique, interesting courses that will bring you to say, wow, now I know how to life. How to life is an important aspect. Learn how to do how to life, okay? Joy and love, okay? There you go. There you go. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to Write Something Here. Thank you, Alicia. Yeah, the flame of creativity. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. I like that. Saying the flame of creativity. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, and those of you on Facebook, I'm also gonna change my camera. If you have any questions, welcome to ask. Even if you're watching this in recording, by the way. Wait, can't put it. There it is. In a second. Okay, there you go. If you're watching this in recording, you're welcome to ask your questions in the comments, either here on Facebook or on Instagram or on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're welcome to ask me a question. I'll be very happy to answer. That's what I'm here for, right? Answering your questions, making this method more, not just more accessible, but also more, seeing it as a more reliable method, understanding how you can utilize this method to bring transformation, changes, positive changes. Transformation is positive changes in your life. We don't want just changes, okay? We're beyond wanting change in our life. We're about wanting a positive change, wanting a change that will benefit me, right? Wanting a change that will tell me, yes, this changes will be positive for you personally, and this is the reason why we connect ourselves to the social environment, to people around you. Okay, we're beyond just wanting good things for myself. We are about a social society beings. We're community beings. Okay, we want things that are good for me and for my community and for the world as a whole. Okay. Welcome to join. Welcome to write your words. I would love to see your drawing. Please post them. Please welcome to. You can put the at, and then put my name, Lana Shalom. I would love to see your drawing. Kimberly, so nice to see you. Thank you for joining me. Linda, so nice to see you here. Jacqueline, beautiful to see you, dear. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you for, giving me words back. It's important. Thank you, Laz, Alessia. Thank you guys for joining me in all social media. Those of you in YouTube, like the video right away, okay? When you like it right away, that's how it increases it. That's how people start watching it. And please subscribe to my channel. Questions, send me, email me, messenger me, email lanashal76@gmail. On Facebook, the best way, the quickest way to reach me is Messenger. You write your question. I usually answer right away within a few hours for sure, okay? Instagram, the same thing. You can send me a message. I now try to check it every few hours to make sure I don't miss anything, okay? Thank you for joining me. Wishing everybody beautiful, beautiful gratitude season, beautiful Thanksgiving week, beautiful, happy Thanksgiving to those of you who do celebrate it. Happy winter. Let's go into the winter with this, gratitude attitude where we know that we have blessings that are waiting for us ahead. So we are not afraid of winter. We are not, worried how the winter will go or how it will come the spring. It will come in the best possible way for me, for you, for all of us, for planet Earth, for the universe, because God loves us. God loves you. God loves me. God loves all of us. And the universe is here to take care of us. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice rest of Sunday, whether it's afternoon or evening for you. Sending you lots of love and lots of energy. Goodbye.